It has been almost a year since we last saw Halo Infinite in the public domain, and by that I mean actual gameplay footage and not just random screenshots or blog posts that honestly read a little bit like the essays that I wrote in college when I was trying to hit a word requirement. No shade toward 343. I appreciate the transparency on what they're working on, but some of those blog posts, I know some of you probably love them. They're a little bit of a slog to get through. They are very, very wordy. But anyways, that's not what this video is about, nor is it a big point. But on June 13th at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. BST, we are going to get the Xbox and Bethesda game showcase. And obviously, this means we're going to see more Halo Infinite along with some of the games that Bethesda has been working on. I think one of the most important things that we're going to get from this is probably a set in stone date for the release of Halo Infinite, obviously assuming nothing catastrophic happens. Now, I could be wrong there, but I would put my money on us finally getting a release date. Now, besides a release date, what do I think we're going to see from Halo Infinite? Honestly, this is all speculation, but I think on the campaign front, we're probably going to see new campaign footage, and I hope it's from a different section of the campaign, not the same level. And I honestly would love to see a section of campaign gameplay that's totally unique and different from the previous Halo games, because obviously there's going to be sections of Halo Infinite that are totally new and innovative. And so I think it would be really, really cool for 343 to come out, show us that they've improved the graphics, as that was a big talking point, but also show us some of the new additions to the campaign gameplay and campaign sandbox that they're going to include in Halo Infinite. Other than that, if you look at the graphic they used to announce this date, you'll kind of notice that all of the Spartans in it are wearing various pieces of armor. They're mixed matched, and they're not just in your standard Master Chief armor. This leads me to believe that we are finally going to get multiplayer information, whether it's in the form of a teaser, whether it's in the form of longer footage, or maybe I'm being a little bit optimistic, but maybe we see a flight that rolls out to the public or to a set amount of people after the showcase is complete. Now, I do think that the multiplayer footage that they show us is going to be extremely important, because we haven't seen anything on the multiplayer front of Halo Infinite, and this is going to hopefully answer a lot of questions when it comes to the multiplayer side of Infinite, because trust me, there are many questions. Personally, I would love to see them kind of tease or showcase the new rumored game mode that has been going around, which is obviously BTB 2.0, but if for some reason BTB 2.0 was just a rumor and not an actual thing, I'm sure Halo Infinite has a brand new game mode that Halo Infinite is going to bring to the franchise. So I think it would be really cool if maybe they led off with, or at least teased, this new game mode during their showcase. Personally, I would just love to see full matches of regular Halo Infinite multiplayer gameplay too, but it's hard to say how much multiplayer footage or just how much Halo Infinite footage we're going to see in general, since this is going to be combined with all of the other Bethesda games and the other Xbox games. Obviously, in the graphic, Halo Infinite is obviously a prime focus, as the art in this graphic is based around Halo, but we are still going to see a lot of other games, and Halo Infinite isn't going to be the only thing shown during this showcase. However, I still think that we're going to get plenty of footage and everything to talk about. And yeah, like I said, maybe we even get a flight to just jump into and test out. I personally would love to see a flight for the multiplayer because, well, one, I just want to play Halo Infinite, but two, I think this would be a prime opportunity to still have the opportunity to take feedback from the fans and maybe implement it into the game, where any closer we get to launch, you know, they're not really going to be able to change anything meaningful other than little things here and there. Other than that, I think it's the possibility that maybe we get some sort of Forge teaser. I doubt they go super in depth into Forge because, one, it's kind of a more niche game mode anyways, and two, I just don't know if a multi-game showcase is really the place to dive deep into Forge. But it would be cool if they showed some type of teaser of things that you could make in Forge, as obviously Halo Infinite's Forge is going to take Forge to a whole new level, and it would be nice for them to confirm that Forge is going to be there at launch, unlike in Halo 5. I think that is a big deal for many Halo fans, myself included, because it just opens up the opportunities for the fans to make fun maps and fun custom games, whereas obviously if you don't have it, then we're stuck on the default maps until, you know, Forge finally rolls out. Overall, obviously I'm super excited to finally see more Halo Infinite, but I think it's important that we keep our expectations in check. Yes, this game has been in development forever, but that's not necessarily a good thing either. This game has clearly had development issues. We have seen that time and time again through rumors and just through the actions of 343 themselves. Even though they don't necessarily come out and say, hey, we're having development issues, key figures have left the company. The game's obviously been delayed, so there is things going on behind the scene that obviously aren't good, but that doesn't mean at the end of the day that the product won't be. Halo 2 famously had a terrible dev cycle, and they were totally under the gun and didn't have enough time. And while Halo 2 has its flaws, it's still an absolutely loved Halo game, so there's no saying that 343, even though they faced a lot of obstacles, there's nothing to say that they won't be able to overcome them and provide the Halo fans with a good game. But I just want everyone to keep that in mind when you go to watch the showcase. Halo Infinite's not going to be perfect, and nobody should think it's going to be perfect. It's probably not going to live up to the hype that all the fans have built for it over the past 6 or so years since Halo 5. But hopefully Halo Infinite has the groundwork there and has enough content and is still a good game that we can see that the platform is there to be built upon over the next years. While I know some people hate the trend of games releasing and then kind of improving upon and fixing themselves post-launch, that is probably what's going to happen with Halo Infinite to some degree. Even if it was to launch in perfect state, they're still going to obviously add more content and patch the game and whatnot. So the most important thing to me is just that the core game is there and it's fun, and you can see the direction that the game could go in the future. But obviously this can't be a Halo 5 either, where it releases with so little content that a lot of fans leave before that content ever even comes out. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna wrap up the video. June 13th, that's the day, and from there, you know, everything changes. We'll see Halo Infinite again. We'll probably know when it's gonna come out. Hopefully I'm playing some sort of flight, but if not, at least I'll probably have seen what Halo Infinite multiplayer is going to look like to some degree, and hopefully it looks fun. That's all I can say. Obviously, I run a channel completely based around Halo for the most part, so it's pretty obvious that I want Halo Infinite to be good, but also just as a Halo fan, I want Infinite to be a good game. It's been a long time since I've truly fallen in love with a Halo game, and I want that to happen again. So here's to June 13th, and hoping that everything we see looks amazing. As always, if you want to catch me live, I stream over on Twitch, and I will be streaming this showcase live on my Twitch account on June 13th. Assuming you can co-stream it, I need to do a tad bit of research, but follow me over on Twitch and you can watch the event live with me. Otherwise, you can follow me over on Twitter if you just want to keep up to date with random things that I'm working on. And with that said, I'll see you all next time.